What's up guys? Today we're going to take a look at a monitor known as the ASUS PG348Q ROG Swift 34-inch 100Hz G-SYNC IPS Gaming Monitor. Whew, it's a bloody mouthful. Now before this video starts, I just want to say that the reason this review on a 21:9 monitor isn't in the 21:9 resolution is because my camera can only record up to 1080 HD, and unless I wanted most of the video to look like this, I sadly couldn't do it. I got this monitor on the 13th of October, so about 10 days before making this review, so I've had enough time to test out most of the monitor's functions. To start, I do not know much about monitors and all that jazz, besides what I learned from researching which monitor to get. So don't expect a full, in-depth review on every single spec known to man. Okay, so this monitor has a resolution of 3440 by 1440, which is regarded as a 21:9 ratio, or ultra-wide, even though it is slightly more than 21:9, but that's really not important. It is also a 34-inch monitor, which means the title of ultra-wide definitely holds true. Compared to my previous 16:9 24-inch 60Hz monitor that I've had for at least 7 years, this monitor absolutely blows me away. Previously I needed 2 monitors to do almost anything that wasn't watching a YouTube video, and now I keep my second monitor off and disconnected pretty much consistently because I don't feel like I need it. Now, seeing as this is primarily a gaming monitor, most of you will be wanting to ask, how well do games run on this resolution and with the higher refresh rate? Well, obviously this depends on your graphics card. The monitor needs at minimum a GeForce GTX 980 Ti in order to use G-Sync and overclock to 100 Hz. So if you're sitting on a 970 or below, you'll be missing out on possibly the 2 biggest features for this monitor when it comes to gaming. You also won't be able to take advantage of G-Sync unless you have an Nvidia graphics card, so those AMDs will not work. Personally, I'm running off a GTX 1080 and my frame rates stay pretty consistent and rarely drop below 60 FPS, which is how I like to play. On the rare occasion the frame rate does drop, the G-Sync makes it almost unnoticeable. When it comes to gaming, there is also lots of different on-screen display options to enhance your gameplay experience. These include a variety of different game visuals, which change the colors and brightness of the screen to suit the type of game you are playing or thing you are doing. When you first wake up, you can switch the monitor to cinema mode for some blue and less intense colors so you don't go blind before your morning coffee. As the day progresses, you can switch to RTS RPG mode whilst you smash out some Witcher 3 or Fallout 4. And then when you realize you have some work to do, you can switch the color to sRGB mode to get accurate colors for your job as a graphic designer. Then, as the day gets late and you're getting ready for bed, switch the blue filter on whilst watching that final Netflix episode. There is also built-in crosshairs that will display on screen to give you that added accuracy, a timer, and an FPS counter, which all come in handy for different things. Now we'll move on to productivity. So whilst you're not gaming, you have so much screen room for multitasking. I found I enjoy doing my uni work, which is animation, much more now, and even editing YouTube videos or creating thumbnails feels far easier and far quicker. You can have a video open on one side of the screen whilst creating an epic thumbnail for your new ASUS PG348 monitor review. Or have your Adobe Premiere timeline take up your entire screen so you don't have to constantly scroll back and forth just to edit your video. Now this monitor is big, and that includes the stand. I had to rearrange my entire desk to fit this monitor, and even then I feel as if I don't quite have enough room. So if you have a little mini desk that can only fit your 21-inch monitor on, this one will absolutely not fit. It's also a pretty heavy and awkward monitor to carry, seeing as it has no handle or easy way to carry it. I feel like I'm risking the monitor anytime I need to move it. When I had to move it to set it up to record the back, I was scared the whole time. Although the monitor definitely stands out as a gaming monitor and wouldn't really fit into an office, and I wouldn't say it's very discreet, I personally love the design of this monitor, especially the futuristic alien looking back and stand, which was honestly one of the determining factors in me choosing this monitor over the others I was looking at. Now, onto the ports. We have a HDMI port, which only supports up to 50 Hz, and a display port, which supports up to 100 Hz. So if you want that full 100 Hz refresh rate, you're gonna have to plug into the display port. There is also a 3.5mm mini earphone jack, which I've never used, and 4 USB 3 ports, as well as an upstream USB port. So if you wanna plug them USBs in, that's an option. Something that a lot of people seem to care about in monitors like this, especially IPS monitors, is backlight bleed. So in this video, honestly, the backlight bleed looks worse in the video than it does in real life. But personally, it doesn't bother me. I couldn't care less about backlight bleed unless it was like the screen was white. Other than that, I really don't care. But if backlight bleed does bother you, then beware the backlight bleed. But it might not happen. Besides all of the gaming options, there's also a ton more of on-screen display options for almost everything you would want to do with a monitor. And it's incredibly helpful that the on-screen display is super easy to navigate. It's just a little joystick and a few buttons. It's incredibly easy. I have no trouble whatsoever. There is also an option to turn a light on underneath the stand, which projects onto the desk underneath. I honestly keep this off pretty much all the time, except for when I turn it on to be like, hey, look at this, to someone that comes into my room, and then turn it straight off afterwards. Now, for the kicker. This monitor will set you back a whopping 1,600 Australian dollars, or whatever your regional equivalent happens to be, which is likely less than that. So if you were here for a nice, cheap, affordable ultrawide monitor, I suggest looking elsewhere, my friend, because there is affordable ones out there, just not this one. This is one of the most expensive ones. Well, with that, let's wrap up the pros and the cons of this ultrawide monitor. Pros. It is super immersive, easy to navigate the on-screen display, lots and lots of options for all different things. Productivity is through the roof. G-Sync and 100 Hz are pretty sexy if you ask me. And it has a very sexy design. And the cons, I would say, it is heavy and takes up a lot of room. Obviously, heavy only affects you if you plan on moving it, but taking up a lot of room is a problem if you have a small desk. The backlight bleed, if it bothers you. It requires a good graphics card to take advantage of all the features, and it requires an Nvidia graphics card to use G-Sync. So with that, guys, I hope that this little review on this monitor helps you out. I know I was looking at reviews consistently when I was deciding on which monitor to get, and I wanted to make one of my own to hopefully help you out if you weren't sure. Leave a comment down below if there's any questions you want to ask, because I'm happy to answer them for you. I obviously couldn't cover everything to do with the monitor in this video because I didn't want to make it 70 minutes long. And also, I just wanted to cover the stuff that I considered slightly more important and the stuff that would help you decide. But yeah, if there's anything else, comment down below, guys, and I will answer you as soon as I can. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Leave a like if you did, and peace out.